Welcome everyone back to the European Journeyman save. In today's episode, we have two games in the Danish Super League. We are away to Odense Ball Club and then home to Copenhagen. As you can see, the title race is maybe perhaps a little bit dead at this point. Since you last left us, we have been doing quite well. We've won pretty much all our games, but we did go on a little bit of a bad run recently. We lost to Copenhagen, fair enough. We then drew with Midtjylland in the league and lost to Nordsjælland. So we are on a 3-run game in the league of not actually winning a game. Weirdly enough, I've just realised the cup final. Oh, I thought for some reason the cup final was going to be at the end of the season, you know, like a normal cup final. Okay. Well, actually, I won't be back now. I'm going to go play Odense Ball Club off camera and we can do Copenhagen and the cup final. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Cup final and Copenhagen and then we'll see where we are. So I'm going to go play this game off camera. Didn't realise that the cup final was... I thought for some reason it was going to be end of the season. So yeah, we'll come back after I've played this game and we'll catch up. Right, so we're back. We did play the game off camera and we lost, which was great. So we did lose that game in the league, which means it's now a 4-game stretch of league games since we've won. And we have to play Copenhagen, who are top of the league. This, I think, if they would win, they're 9 points clear. That will put them 12 points clear with 4 games to go. This would basically wrap the title up for them. If we could win, though, it would create a nice little gap because we have got a couple teams around us really pushing us for this second place. In terms of what that means for Europe, second place is Champions League, third qualifying round. So very good chance you would get into the Champions League, even better chance of getting in the Europa League, and a guaranteed chance of at least getting in the Conference League, which I think Conference League for us would be the one we'd go the furthest in, obviously. But I think we'd actually make more money being in the Conference League than we would being in the Europa League. But being in the Champions League, even just qualifying for it and going out in the groups, would absolutely be loads of money. Financially, we are still struggling a bit. We just seem to hemorrhage money throughout the season. Big wage budget. It's just the way it is. But transfer-wise, we actually have a clause we can sell. Let's sell that off. 158k, thank you. Yes, thank you. That'll help. Nice. We still somehow actually made money, which is mad. So it means we're actually going to get taxed on this, even though we're in the negative. But we do obviously have some sponsorship coming in. There'll be some money for finishing second in the league, so hopefully it kind of sorts itself out. We have got more transfers arranged as well. I can't remember who we did and didn't show last time. I know for a fact we didn't show this guy. So we've got Chris Lane Matsima. He's a Congolese 27-year-old currently playing in Congo. His stats are just decent, but he's 6'4" and 18 jumping reach. He looks mad. He's about a 3-star player, potentially 3.5 stars, so I think he'll be good. His mentals are a little bit disappointing. Some of his technicals aren't great, but I think his physicals are really good, and hopefully he should be a good addition to the side. We already think I talked about Floyd Samba. We have Shea Lacey. We went in for him before, but he wanted loads of demands, so I didn't want to get him. But instead, he's actually lowered his demands and his wage expectations, so we've been able to bring him in. He's an English right winger, can play on the left, can also play as a 10 as well. Good Superliga, star potential, on a free. Good stuff. Mila Griffiths, I believe you've seen. Biancheri, I believe you've seen. Cow, I know you've seen. Luke Gillum, I don't know if you did or didn't see. He's a 22-year-old English striker, currently out of contract at Chelsea. Lots of technicals, good mentals, decent physicals. Again, young with potential to get better. And then the next one, who's probably going to be our star striker next year, or at least one of the two. Donald McNeely is a English 24-year-old under-21 capped striker. Again, was at Chelsea. Lots of good physicals, decent technicals. Mentals could be better, but overall he looks very good. He's not played at all, so we'll be giving him his proper first games in football. So 98 grand's worth of players coming in, so we will have to move some players on. We've got obviously a lot of strikers, but at the minute a lot of our strikers are rubbish. Mendes hasn't scored in God knows how long. As you can see, he was on like a goal a game earlier in the season and he just hasn't scored in ages. Poulsen, obviously just one of the young players, hasn't scored in the league all season. Matt Goper is another one, just doesn't score. He's been rubbish. And then our main man, Tamaret Hassan, who has been scoring, has been out injured. So this is probably why we've been struggling. We haven't scored in the league in the last... We've only scored 1 goal in the league in the last 4. Now, thankfully, we've done okay in the Cups with 2-0 wins and 4-0 wins to get us into the final. So we will be in the Cup. Winning the Cup will get us into the Europa League playoffs, so we will guarantee ourselves some Europe stuff. But we're really going for second anyway. So first game of the episode is against Copenhagen. And he's not fit to come on, so we'll have to wait. Probably won't play the cup game either. So this is the team we're going with. Just Yeah, it's not great. We've got Gulstoff in goal, a back four of Haruna, Fisher, Salas, and Carl, which the back line's all good. McKendy and Nyheim in midfield, both have been pretty decent. A Torby, who's not been great, and if he does have interest from Shanghai Port, and if they want to match anything like that, which is crazy because he's nowhere near that valuation, I'd take 10 million for him, really. We've got him on a free. He's scored 3 goals in 24. I would move him on, especially with the number of players we're bringing in who can play on the wing. Heskey's been very good. Mendez has obviously been our top scorer, tied with Hassan, and Hassan's played much less games. But yeah, we're really struggling for goals. Matt Gopa does have 10, but most of them have come in the cup against rubbish opposition. So we are struggling a little bit. You know what? Atorbi's we'll keep Atorbi on. I do not mind him. So this is the team we're going with, and again, a win for us does massive wonders for our Champions League qualification, because that financially would be a big turning point for us. We do seem to just hemorrhage money throughout the season, so if we can get another avenue of cash in, which I think Europe is a really big thing that's been missing from this club, that Europe in any form should help us. So if we get into that third qualifying round of Champions League, obviously if you lose that, you go into the Europa League playoff. If you lose that, you go into the Conference League phase. So you're still going to get into at least that third tier of Europe. But yeah, a win today for Copenhagen pretty much wraps up the title for them. So you'd expect them to go for it. But I wouldn't say we are necessarily still in the title race. Even a win, I think we're too far away. But you never know. Heskey, that is honking. He's done really well, and so was Atorbi. I think it was Atorbi running down the wing, but that's an awful finish from Heskey. And this is where I think we're lacking. We just don't have enough goal scorers. So hopefully all these strikers and wingers coming in, we're probably going to have a big shift up front. I think the back line is fine. Obviously, I think we'll put the new centre-back in somewhere for either Salas or Fisher. I'm happy enough with the the full-backs, happy enough with the goalkeeper, happy with Nyheim. We probably need a better ball-winning midfielder. McKendy's just been kind of average. But wingers and strikers, we definitely need some better ones. I'm fine with Heskey, but Atorbi and then the two boys up front, I think we could do with improvements on. But to be fair, Hassan, once he started scoring, has been banging them in regularly. So if he can get back to that, he's definitely a nailed-on player. So really, you're probably talking 2 attacking positions, and we're 1-0 down. That is a great strike as well, by the way. Wow. Right in the top corner. So you're probably talking for us 2 attacking positions, a midfielder, and the centre-back. And obviously, we've got lots of people coming in. So there will be a big shift. I think we'll be probably trying to move quite a lot of players on in the summer. I think we just made some very decent signings, but not good enough to really make a challenge for the title, and that's what we've got to be aiming for now. We've obviously shown we're second best, at least for majority of the season, but we are struggling as of late. We just cannot seem to score. We're going to take Poulsen off. He just never seems to score in the league. I'm going to take a Torby off as well for Hansen. Hansen's probably on the chopping block. I've been thinking about Banachek. He's not on a big wage. I might just keep him just for the sake of having a player. And Mesa is another one. He doesn't play that much, but he's kind of happy just being a backup. So we'll probably just keep him as well. So the 2 boys we brought in from Tabor to Jena, we'll probably keep, because you'll probably be like third choice winger, but I don't mind. I do not mind bringing him in. But we are struggling, and going with this sort of form into the final of the Cup, it's not great. We obviously have won trophies so far in the European Journeyman in Slovenia, but it would be really nice to win our first one in Denmark in just the second season. I think that would be huge. We will bring Banachek on. We'll bring Nagel on as well. A couple of boys are looking tired. And let's bring Jorg Mesa on as well. Let's get both of the Tabor Sajena boys on for the last 20 minutes. Why not? We're okay at the back, though. I mean, we've only conceded 1, and it was like a pretty good goal. This is what I mean. We're not getting battered by any games. We're just not scoring, which is really worrying. We just don't have our main man, and the other strikers are honking. Poulsen potentially might go out on loan, but again, we obviously want to have, especially if we're in Europe, so homegrown players and stuff like that, and I think we need it for the league. Well, we do need it for the league squad as well. So you probably keep a handful of them around. There might be some out on loan we might bring in, but again, can we fit them in? Probably not. But yeah, disappointing, and that just sums us up. We are not bad at all at the back, but just the 1 goal conceded, and like I said, it was a pretty good goal. So what can you do? But really struggling, and we're on the verge. I don't think we're going to finish second based on what I'm seeing at the minute. Hopefully Hassan comes back soon. Probably not soon enough for the final, probably soon enough for the rest of the league games, and he can start firing. We might even play him in the final. I mean, he won't be fit for it. We'll put him on the bench though. But yeah, disappointing. And that pretty much guaranteed. I mean, that 12 points with 4 games to go. They're at least picking up a point in the last 4, aren't they? So they are definitely going to win the league. They didn't win it last year, though, weirdly enough. They are winners pretty much every year of the save, but last year Midtjylland actually won it. So back to regular stuff. Midtjylland trying to get themselves. Have we finished? Okay, so it wasn't that long ago. At least within the save, this team have finished 3rd. So we will hopefully try and get our best finish. We have won the league, haven't we? Yeah, in 1986. So did we finish 2nd in 96? And since then we've never finished 2nd. So actually, if we finish 2nd, this will be the best they've finished since 1996. So that would be a good achievement. So 2 points clear of it. We need to turn it around. We are in bad form. We need to turn it around. But hopefully we can do that for the cup final, and get back to winning ways. So for our second game of the episode, second and final game, we do have the Danish Cup final. And to be fair, we've done well to get to the final. I'm very happy with that. We haven't really come up against anyone too good, just Odense Ball Club in the semis. So we've had a decent run, but we do play Nordsjælland, who, again, we lost to last time, and we are on a bad run. We've made a couple of changes off the back of that. Nagel comes in as ball winning midfielder, try and get us a bit more attacking, even though he's probably not as good defensively as McKendy. McKendy is injured, so it's not really just for the sake of a tactical change, but he is better going forward. And then I put Hansen on the right because of Torby, and this could solve all of our financial problems for like 3 or 4 seasons. He's had a bid. We showed that Shanghai Port were interested in him. We know he's got a crazy valuation. I can't believe it. If he doesn't accept this, I'm going to be raging. They have put in a £58 million bid for a player that's got 3 goals in the Danish Super League. What are they doing in China? Absolute madness. He's absolutely mid. He's so average. I don't know where this valuation comes from, but when they put the £58 million bid in, look at him. He's rubbish. He's a bit quick. His mentals are rotten. Really bad. I don't know where his reputation comes from. I don't know where this valuation comes from. But I'm not going to question it. I'm really not going to question it. He's only in contract till the end of next year as well. So it's not like he's on this massive long deal that ups his valuation. So hopefully he accepts that. Hopefully he goes to China. £58 million would be absolutely crazy for us. We're at 8 million down. So that's an extra 50 million. I mean, we could do so much with that. If we get that, we've got to be getting the players in next season to try and get a title race going. We have to. But even still, at worst, it just sets us up for a good 3 or 4 years of making a loss and not having to really sell anyone. So, yeah, I fingers crossed. I would, you know what, if you offered it now, I would rather this go through than win the cup. That's how big of a deal it's going to be for us. But we won't think like that. We want both. So we have got our cup final against Nordsjælland. This is the team we're going with. Gulstorff in goal, who, to be fair, didn't start in the beginning of the season, but over time has earned his way back in against his former club. He should be good. Haruna on the right, Carl on the left, Fischer and Salas in centre-back, Nagel and Nyheim in midfield, Hansen on the right because Torby's got a bit in him. I just don't think he'll be into it. Plus, he's been kind of rubbish. Heskey on the left, and then Mendes and Poulsen up top. His goals have all came in the cup, so hopefully it works out. Hassan's on the bench. He hasn't really returned to training yet, so we won't start him. But if we need to, if we've got like 20, 30 minutes left, I'm going to risk it and try and bring him on. So hopefully we can win this. Hopefully get our first piece of silverware as AGF manager, but yeah, we are in rotten form, so it's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy. But we have beat these earlier in the season, so it's no. Oh, look at that form, man. It's not, it's not an impossible task we're asking for, but hopefully we can win it. 35,000 have turned up. Wow, that is a big attendance. We usually get about 15 to 20 in league games, so this is a big ground, and Poulsen plays it into Heskey. Lovely turn inside. Heskey plays it off his own man. Hansen on the turn. Hansen, I thought it was going to be an inspired tactical change bringing Hansen on, but unfortunately he puts his effort wide. Good work there from Heskey, but unfortunately Hansen can't do anything with it, and Mendes seems to have picked up a bit of a knock. If we can get a goal or two, I feel like we'll be okay. Long ball up to Hansen, who tries to flick it onto Poulsen, but he's nowhere to be seen. Mendes does have a knock, and he's looking a little bit worse for wear, which is not great because he's, like I say, top scorer. Heskey does well, though, to intercept. Heskey looking for an option, finds one in Poulsen. Lovely, it's a terrible turn, and that is never a penalty. And never in a million years is that a penalty. He's won the ball by about 10 yards. The player was nowhere near him. Nyheim to take. Oh my God, that's like 3 penalties in a row he's missed. I'm taking him off them. He's going off them. After this game, I'm taking them off them. This is another reason we could have had picked up more points if Nyheim could actually take a penalty. Oh, I thought Mendes had scored there. Really close. It keeps just... I don't know if it's Nyheim or Nye. I'm going to call him Nyheim. I like Nyheim. It sounds funny to me. He's just missed like 3 penalties in a row. Haruna whips in. Heskey can't get there. We are looking much better today, though. We are actually making chances. Nagel from distance. Oh, Nagel from distance playing his last Danish Cup game for at least a long while. Obviously, his free loan back from Man United will expire at the end of the season. Hasn't played loads, to be fair, because I've tried to involve players who are, going to be at the club rather than the loans. And that's a lovely ball in, but keep it as well to get rid. And we are piling the pressure on. It looks like it's just a matter of time. And if we had some goal scorers in the attack, we'd probably be a goal up. And if Nyheim could finish his penalty, if he could score a penalty, that would be nice. But he's not a big goal scorer either, to be honest. Carl plays it up to Mendes. The injured Mendes on the turn. Plays in Hansen. Hansen looking forward for Heskey. Almost gets intercepted, but does really well. Wriggling round. Plays it to Haruna. A little back heel. Haruna into Hansen. Brought down. Mendes still on the ball. Heskey. Oh my God, he scored it. What are you doing, man? He skied it from about 5 yards out. We can't score. We're just in that awful, awful form where players just don't want to score. I mean, that's a simple challenge. Simple finish. And he just can't do it. And Mendes doesn't look like he's going to survive this game in the slightest. He's injured properly again. Heskey now trying to get us going on the counter. Carl looking for an option, has to go backwards, but we have got some players on this left-hand side. Heskey turns in, tries to play through Poulsen, who's just always seems to be a yard or two behind where he needs to be. And Norgeland try and get us on the counter, but that's brilliant work from Nagel. Nagel picks up the ball in midfield, plays it forward to Hansen. We do look better with him in the midfield, I will say that. Mendes, it's a very sloppy pass. He is injured. We'll have to take him off because we can't be having stuff like that. Just giving the ball away for no reason. It's allowed now. No, Norgeland have come through. It's squared. It's finished. Their one chance, of course, is finished. We've had about 10 and not done anything. They've had 1 and scored. Mendes is coming off because that was his fault. Hassan, we'll have to bring Maggopa on. Hassan cannot play. Yeah, he can't play 60 minutes. He's not fit. Maggopa's been rubbish, but most of his goals have come in the cup, so hopefully he can get one today. Oh, really poor from us. Really poor. And look what I mean. 2.1 on XG and we've got 0, and they had a 0.4 and they've scored. Like, the one chance they get. And now Gulstoff's picked up a bruised hand. How's he done that? How's he got a bruised hand? How would they even know it's bruised? I mean, hand hurts. How would he know it's actually bruised? It would take longer. It wouldn't bruise mid-game. Anyway, Hansen, back to Nagel. Get ourselves an equaliser. Come on, Evidence Maggopa. Let's see something from you, boy. Haruna tries it. Oh, Evidence! Oh, Evidence, man. Skies it. We're just rubbish. We are rubbish in front of goal. Right. We're going to make a risk. Hassan has to come on. He's the only one who can score. Poulsen's coming off. He's rotten. If he gets injured, we are screwed. We'll have to bring a Torby on. But we're playing a bit of a risk, bringing him on. He's obviously not fit. He's obviously not... he's recently come back from injury, so there's a good chance he's rubbish anyway. But we're just not going to score with the players we've got on the pitch. We've got the 2 African boys on. Hopefully they can link up. Hassan and Evidence Maggopa, South African and Ethiopia, linking up. Hopefully get ourselves a goal. But we are... not looking great at the minute. Maggopa, that's brilliant work from Maggopa. Go on, son. Oh my God, how slow is he? How slow is he? He could have just sprinted through and been one-on-one, but he's just absolutely running in water. Oh, he's terrible. He's rotten. He's so bad. He does really well to win it back. Great pressing forward work. Hansen's having a honking game as well, so he's going to come off. We'll bring a Torby on, even though he's on his way out. Carl is very tired. Haroon has been terrible. We'll bring Mesa on. And that's all our subs. With quite a bit of time left, so hopefully no one gets injured. This has been a disappointing final. I don't know why I sounded quite Italian there. This has been a disappointing final. Atorbi wins it back. Nagel into Heskey. Heskey finishes. Come on. Regan Heskey gets us back in it. 1-1. Get in. That's a very good finish. Finally, we have our goal. Finally, we have lift-off. Heskey gets the goal to make it 1-1. Good work from Nagel. Good work from all the boys. We did well there. And we are back in the game. We've been the much better side. We just cannot finish. We cannot finish. Norgeland with a free kick. Well over the bar. Oh, actually, it was tipped. Good save from Gulstorff because I thought it just went over or hit the bar or something, but was indeed tipped over. They do have themselves a corner, though. Trying to get themselves back in. But that's great work from former Tabors, Journeyman, Mesa to just get up there and edit out. Get out. Come on, boys. 5 minutes. Let's just get a goal. Hassan, Magopa, do something. I don't blame Hassan. He's injured, but Magopa has been rubbish, man. Heskey's absolutely ran himself ragged. No, they've got a corner. Last second of the game. Don't do it. Oh, they've done it. Oh, my God. That is absolute nonsense. Oh, you can't write it, man. Last second of the game. It was like a flash. I blinked and it was gone. It was literally, you blink and it was gone. We were still in the cup. We were going to extra time. Corner, in. We've lost. We are in awful form. We just cannot score. And, I mean, we've let 2 in, which, yeah, is poor. We haven't kept a clean sheet in a while. We're just in really bad form. We've just ended the season so weakly. I don't know why, though. Well, I do know why. We've had a few injuries to our strikers, but why am I watching these lift the cup? I don't care. Right. I can't even... Where's my mouse? Right, skip. Skip. Get to the dressing room. Tell them it was rubbish. Awful. Very poor. Really bad. Well done, Heskey, for getting us back in it, but that is poor. Mendes, he's injured. Yeah, you missing a pen. You're not right. Let's taking him off pens. You know, well, we don't have anyone set up for them. That's probably why. How is he that good at penalties? And he's absolute rubbish. Mendes, you can do him. Poulsen, Hansen, Heskey. You're getting nowhere near them, boy. You are terrible. Right. No, he's going to miss the next cup game. Not league game, though. Right, well, we've only got a couple league games left, so there's only going to be 2 games played off camera, Silkeborg and Midtjylland, and then we will be back for the last 2 games of the season. Right, Norgeland and Odense Ball Club. I'm disappointed. I can't believe that. I'm disappointed. Anyway, whatever. Don't worry about it. Get it out of my head. Let's try and finish second and get in the Champions League. That'll be next episode, though. So just the 2 games off camera. We will then come back and hopefully still be within a race to finish second. And hopefully we can do that in the last 2 games. So thank you for watching this very, very miserable game of very miserable episode, should I say, of the European Journeyman. And I'll see you all for more, hopefully a better one, very soon.